Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Jean Grey Marvel Girl custom statue that I made from the Sideshow Collectibles Jean Grey Phoenix statue. Now, this was one of my side projects. What I like to do is anytime I come across some damaged items or something that's kind of, I get cheap or wherever, I just kind of add these into side projects where when I don't have, project kind of I'm working on, or I'm kind of in limbo, or something's drying, or I have an extra material, I usually kind of do some side project just for my own sanity, just to kind of do my own take on stuff, see where I can come up with ideas, practice stuff, try new things, and this way I can use them for future, projects on commissions and stuff. But this one was a lot of fun, a little bit tricky, but I have to say, except for the hair on this one, this was one of those items where it completely just worked. I didn't really have many issues with it. It just kind of flowed pretty well. It worked. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever worked on a project, or whether it's just like a hobby or something in the house or something, and you work on it and it just you just have no problems with it. Like everything comes together. There's no frustration. And this was that project. It worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. The hair though was an issue, but we'll kind of go over that in a second. So this pose is kind of difficult though. That's the only issue. It was designed where she goes into that big flame base, which I think was a mistake from Sideshow, because that flame base it was just too big, and it also had a lot of damages. It was too heavy. This one I got because the flame base was like shattered, her fingers were broken, and I couldn't even salvage the foam box for this item, because this, I just don't have a box for her, because the flame base and stuff was so heavy it like tore up the foam. So basically, it's not really the end of the world, but it worked out pretty well. So what I did was I really tried to make her a little bit sexy, and I followed artwork like you saw in the beginning of the video. I really wanted to try that artwork, because I saw that artwork a while ago. I don't know who the artist was, and I really liked the idea that the outfit was kind of like a leather outfit, and it was kind of like heavy looking. If it looked heavy, and the gloves and the boots are kind of more like fireman boots, and I thought that was kind of a cool take on the character than having like a very bright green and very like thin fabric outfit. I like the idea that it was like a leather green. It just seemed pretty cool to me. So that's why I kind of went ahead and did that on this project, which I thought worked out pretty well. Now, if you know the beginning, if you see the video, or you just go on online and look up the old Phoenix statue from Sideshow, you could see that the way they did her chest was boob socks. And we have a long running joke among my friends in chat that whenever sculptors do like the chest of females, they never do the fabric in the middle of the chest, and it just looks like boob socks on the outfit. So what I wanted to do is with this outfit, like I was following the artwork, I wanted to push the chest together, put some cleavage, and kind of make it a little bit tighter, and it worked out pretty good. It kind of works with her arched back in a way, so that was kind of cool. So we'll get in a little bit closer. We'll kind of go over some of the details, but as far as working on her outfit and kind of working out all these wrinkles and details, it worked out. I didn't really have much trouble with it. So as I worked out the details and I worked out the chest and I kind of did all that stuff, I left the arms as is and just kind of really worked out stuff. The belt buckle, I wanted to follow the artwork as much as I could. So what I did is one night I rolled out Aves, and I cut Aves in a really good strip, and I let it dry fairly, like cure, I guess you could say, for a while. And then it got to the point where it was almost like a little bit tough. So I did all these marks evenly on that Aves belt buckle, and I kind of let that sit. And it almost got to the point where the Aves was almost like a rubber belt, but it was still bendable. So what I did is I used some of my, the safety solvent and stuff, and I kind of wrapped the belt around it, and I let it sit. And that's how I got these lined belt with, like, looks pretty good. It worked out well. A little bit tricky, but if you let Aves cure for a bit, you can kind of do some fun things like that. And then after I did that, what I did is, I did all the wrinkles and stuff. But before that, of course, I did the skirt. I think I did the skirt first. Yeah, if I remember. I just wrapped Aves around here and I let it cure. I sanded it down, and then I kind of blended it in with the belt and everything, and just kind of worked out all wrinkles. Because I like the way the design of the character had that, it's kind of like wrinkled around the belt and stuff, and I think that looked pretty cool, and it was a good take, and I said I really want to try that with A's, and I really want to sculpt like that, and I want to try some new things, and that's kind of what I'm doing more and more. So I'm getting used to this more. I'm trying some different things. As you can see with the gloves as well. So these are not the original hands that came with her. These are 3D printed hands. And then what I did is I attached them and stuff. And it is magnetized, as you can see, with a little metal rod in there and stuff. It does sort of hit this paint over there, but you don't see it. That's just because of the piece there. But all in all, it worked out pretty well with the gloves, and I really wanted to make the gloves really big and that fireman looking gloves, and that worked out pretty well too. So that was kind of a cool take and everything. As far as the boots, sort of the same thing. We'll kind of look down at the boots so you can see the same thing. So this over here, there's no foot, because this way this foot went into the into the base. So what I did is I sculpted the top of the boot area, and what I did was I sort of put it into like the back of the smoke and stuff in the gravel. So that's kind of was my idea for this. Because like I said, it's a very difficult pose, and it's a little bit tricky to figure out how to work it into a base, you know. So that's kind of what I did with that. Now as far as the base goes, I wanted to kind of do something a little bit more simple and kind of more old school. So I had somebody from my live stream, Raz. He's a 3D printer. He printed out this Xavier school sign. This sign is actually was a failed sign, and I told him, I said, don't worry about the failed sign, because I'm still going to use it, and I'm going to break it up for the base anyway, so any of those failed parts are going to be missing anyway. But it bothered him, so he printed me out a nice clean one, but with the damaged one I used it for the base. And then what I did is I sculpted a Magneto helmet. I tried to keep it like an old school Magneto helmet, and I sculpted a Juggernaut helmet. Try to keep them sort of in scale to her. That's the idea. Is I know we always do or a lot of people always do, like with X-Men characters, they're always on a Sentinel base. It's always a Sentinel base, or it's a power base. So I figured, let me utilize some stuff to the character of the old school version of her when, first as a student. So let's do an Xavier sign and Magneto helmet and a Juggernaut helmet, sort of like a throwback that they were in a fight and she's kind of like hovering over the debris of the school and stuff. So I was on live chat, because I was kind of doing this on chat, and I was asking people on my live streams comments. So I was going to put flames on there, but then after we were talking, I said, oh, wait a second, I got smoke. This is kind of like an animated smoke from like anime that you could pick up from CG Trader and print out. And I said, let's do smoke, so it looks like, it's kind of smoke and it's flowing with her hair, and that kind of worked out that way. So you can kind of see it kind of flows with her hair. Now, for her mask was a little bit tricky. After I pretty much got the outfit done, the gloves done, everything, I had to work out the mask. So what I did is I sculpted no, I didn't sculpt the pattern. What I did was I had some dried leaves, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember because I'll have to edit this video afterwards, of a mask, sort of drew it out on dry leaves that I usually roll out. And then what I did is I cut those pieces. And then I think from there what I did is I rolled out A's and I let it cure, and I sort of kind of masked it and did some, I forget exactly how I did it, but I just remember kind of having hard A's, and I kind of bent it and I kind of glued it and I worked out the mask. Now, this is not the original head that came with the Jean Grey. This is a Wonder Woman head for a fan art kit that I got from We Are Collectors. If you look on his Instagram page, he posts a lot of statues, and I think he produced a Wonder Woman. We did a trade a while back where I wanted the Wonder Woman heads for a project, but those projects didn't work out, and I gave him something. But this head was sitting in my box of parts, and it was in scale with this statue, and it worked out pretty good. So I utilized that head with the mask, and what I did is I had this hair from the Jean Grey Sideshow, the Jim Lee version. And what I did is at first I put that hair on there and I sculpted it. And when I walked away from the item, it looked good from one angle, but then when you turned it from this angle, it looked weird. And then it looked good from this angle, and then it looked bad from this angle. And it was bothering the hell out of me one night. I think it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I just got done sculpting the hair, and I was like, I'm not going to bed. I'm never going to sleep tonight. So I went into the garage, and I ripped off the hair, and I kind of broke the mask. I started to fix it. I ripped out all the hair. I drilled it all down, I cleaned it all up, and the next day I reworked the hair. So I got more of a hairstyle on how I would sculpt it instead of using a part from another statue. I think from now on, whenever I try to utilize a piece from another statue, utilize it from a back further and sculpt my own hairstyle on top and blend it in. I think I tried too much and the hair became too puffy and it didn't work out. But after that, it worked out pretty well. I kind of like the way it worked. So I think you could say like right around here is kind of like more of that Jean Grey hair, where everything over here is kind of what I did. So other than that, that's pretty much all the custom work. So that hair is what caused a lot of problems. But everything else worked, flowed great. When I did the outfit, it flowed. When I did the chest, the mask flowed, the gloves, the boots, the base, everything worked except for that one chunk of hair that I had to redo. Now as far as paint work goes, I've been utilizing different types of skin tone paints. So I kind of came up with my own little idea of skin tone and stuff. And I'm kind of working other brands, so that's working out. And then what I did is with the green outfit, it's Citadel green, but it's got a texture of Citadel green and mahogany. So this is not actually like brown or black paint. This is mahogany, which is like a reddish brown, mixed in with the green to give it more of that leather old school look. And then after that, I did a satin gloss on top of it. So it's got a little bit of a shine. You're probably reflecting a lot off my lights in the studio, but it's not as bad. As far as the gloves and the boots, I gave a really good satin varnish on it, so it gives it more of like that plastic fireman's look to it. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with the boots. The hair, I add a little bit of pearl into the hair, and that's got sort of a satin varnish as well. So I wanted the hair to look a little bit shiny with that little pearl, but not too much. But the skin tone is really flat, and so I kind of went with that. And as far as the base goes, I just kind of painted it up in those colors of the characters and dirtied it up, and just made a nice simple base. So that worked out pretty well. So that is pretty much my Jean Grey Marvel Girl from the Sideshow Collectibles Jean Grey Phoenix. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like it? Do you like the design? Do you like the simplicity of the base? I just really wanted to try this type of character for once to just have some fun with it. Now she is a side item, so she will be up for sale on my website. It's first come, first serve. She does not have a original foam box, but she will be packed up very, very well for shipping. I just kind of want to throw that out there in case anyone's interested. But like I said, it's just a side project. It's just something that I kind of dilly-dally or mess around with on the side while I'm kind of in between stuff. Sometimes when I just need a break from commissions, I kind of work on these things. And it just worked out pretty well. Now, one last thing, there is a booty shot, but I can't really show you, but I'll kind of pop her out of the base. Hopefully it would kind of, and you can sort of, there is a little bit of a booty down there. I did do the skirt, and it is painted up in like a nice pearlized, silky yellow. So we do have a booty shot. I saved that for the end for you guys. So those of you stuck around in the video got to see the booty shot. But all in all, it worked out pretty well. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.